make it 3. So I say we get right to it. The draft is ready. The Kubi joining me here for ESL Cup 26, ESL America's Cup number 26 for the Go4Heroes series. We're into the quarters with Just Ended and Complexity. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First pick, Complexity. And what do they got on deck, sir?
We see the first ban is going to be Illidan. No surprise, very common first ban target. Following that, Just Ended has opted to ban out Uther. Complexity with their first pick on Kael'thas.
Yeah, Kael'thas was a big ban throughout some of our games, especially over in Europe. Nobody really wants to deal with him. So it's not a surprising first pick here.
Yeah, he did receive those changes. Was it the last hotfix? I think it was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Chain Bomb no longer is able to retarget onto those targets that already have Living Bomb onto it, which allowed him to put out some absurd damage numbers, especially when you chain Bomb together at 13 with Ignite at 16 on the flame.
You double stacking.
Right. It was insane.
Yep.
And if your team was clumped up at all, goodbye. Mm-hmm. So that is no longer the case. Still has very, very respectable damage output. One of the more prominent mage caster, just damage dealers in general in this game. So no surprise to see him picked up very early. Just Ended is looking to counter that with a mage of their own, Jaina and Kerrigan.
All right, so the Fire and Ice are definitely very popular picks right now. They are the two mages of the game. Kerrigan this early on for Dragonshire. I'm a little curious here from Just Ended, because if they don't get an Uther, and the Uther's already banned. In fact, they took a Kerrigan after they banned an Uther.
Yeah, that is interesting.
They have run Malfurion so far exclusively tonight. So they might, and they've also had a Tyrande. They had a Tyrande in the last game, so they might be going for another flex support to go with it.
They had Double Warrior last game. Did they have Double Warrior the first game that they played?
No. They had an Illidan Abathur combo first game they played.
That's right, the Illidan Abathur. Okay. So I thought maybe it was something that they were going for if they had just Double Warrior in general to get the efficiency on the healing with Malfurion, and they had Tyrande as well, so they didn't need to go for a heavy burst. All right, let's try to run through this draft real quick because they are moving very quickly.
Yeah, they know what they want.
Picks up Muradin and Brightwing. Yeah, that's another thing to mention is that we didn't see the Brightwing banned out. Quite the ability to self-sustain and heal, plus the potential for promote. I don't think it's going to get picked up this game, but Just Ended follows that up with Anubarak and Tyrande once again.
So very common picks going back and forth. I mean, I've seen a lot of Anubarak this weekend. If he's not picked, he's banned. He has a 100% rate on both sides of the ocean right now. His win rate is just absolutely ridiculous. But I've seen so many Brightwings, bans, picks, whatever, so few of them running promote.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to run the promote. I think the big thing that sort of slipped under Blizzard's radar was the extra self-heal, and that goes a long way to making sure that she can get within range, just be that force like out in the front. She doesn't need to necessarily stay super behind everybody to get those heals in, and really she needs to be close to get the most use out of her healing, and that was something that was scary before, but with the extra self-healing, not so much, and she gets a lot more utility.
So Complexity, we've actually caught up to the draft now. Complexity is thinking they need another damage dealer, I feel. And I was going to say they might actually go for a Tyrael double for the double tank again, but it's actually going to be their own flex pick. I have not seen a Tassadar in a Coon's Age.
Okay, so we have to mention it. Double promote is possible with Brightwing and Tassadar, something that we could see, just to throw that out there. Now that the Zeratul is very interesting. So there's no shenanigans
hype.
Going on. It has to pretty much be Void Prison. But did you see any Zeratul play over in EU today?
Oh, yes. Tons.
Lots of Zeratul. Now,
Tons of Zeratul.
Are they running any particularly weird builds? Are they doing the focused attack follow-through style?
In the last 48 hours, I have seen every single level 1 talent out of Zeratul, and I think every single level 7 talent as well.
So we're seeing some flexibility with
a lot of flex,
those That's cool. That's cool to see.
I have yet to see the actual focused attack into follow-through. But I've also not seen searing attacks out there either. Very few people actually running searing attacks on their Zeratul. A lot of first aid out there. Still a lot of little tankier builds, pure mage builds like the standard old school. Gathering power, double bombs, and singularity there as well. So it's really just about the Void Prison. Like any other way you want to do this. Although I believe it was Complexity that did innovate, at least here on this side of the ocean, the auto attack, full auto attack with an Uther shield.
Yes, that was it was either them or Zevran. I can't remember specifically. I don't want to just say that one person or one team should be accredited with that because it was some time ago that it was run. But yeah, that is a very scary potential. Would do some numbers against what Just End It has for their composition, but of course, Uther is banned out. Doesn't work so well with Rhaegar. Your timing would have to be incredibly impeccable. Not only that, but your spacing as well, because he tends to get like dumped really far in the back line to get that effectiveness. So yeah, a very interesting lineup, though, I must say.
All right, so we're going to be loading in here. Guys, once more, quarterfinals, ESL Go4Heroes Americas. Apparently, B-Kid's AFK.
Oh, that's a good thing to have all 5 of your teammates ready to go.
Are you guys ready to go? Maybe. Did everyone answer? Maybe. But we're going to get right back into it as well. As I said, on the left-hand side, it is going to be the new Complexity squad with Hans, Caterpillar, Trummel, Blinks, and McIntyre. McIntyre is there to absolutely fierce.
Yes.
Level 1 doesn't know what he wants to go yet. Blink, Greater Cleave, seasoned marksman, who knows?
Okay, over on the right side of the map for Just End It, we have Tiger JK is going to be on, yes, they're on B-Kid's going to be on Nubarak, Horse Pants on Malfurion, and Chu 8 are rounding it out on Jaina, and of course Glaurung on Kerrigan. There's another big name for the melee assassins. This is kind of like the battle of the very well-known melee assassin players. Glaurung and McIntyre, I'd say, are very famous for that style of play.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really tickled pink when I saw Glaurung on the roster here with Just End It because I absolutely adore his play. B-Kid is going to be resuming play on the Anubarak, and as you said, Glaurung with the Kerrigan. I've now seen Illidan Glaurung, Anubarak Glaurung, and now Kerrigan Glaurung.
Yep. So we have quite a bit of CC available and control to Just End It's playstyle, and no, definitely not quite as much for what we're seeing for Complexity. So they're going to have to be careful, especially in the early game. You see the scouting drone popped out, but that is going to be for Just End It.
Blinks and B-Kid into the top, just kind of dancing around. It is the ping pong right now, going back and forth. Just End It is sticking together with their four. It's a very powerful early game CC train if they can catch anyone. So far, though, Complexity saying not having any of it. They're not falling for any of these roams.
That's right. So we do have scouting drones on both sides. I like to see that, especially considering the heavy roam potential that is available for Just End It. One interesting talent that I'd like to point out at level 1, and that is the seasoned marksman.
Yep. Full auto attack, baby.
Yes. So even though we don't have the huge burst heal or even the invincible shielding, McIntyre is still feeling very comfortable with it. Does not quite get the dodge, and it looks as though the CCs are going to be lined up in time and not quite enough damage to secure the kill.
Choose by himself mid.
You're right, he is, and he's going to be able to pick up a very early Dragon Knight, 1 minute and 40 seconds into the game. Not going to be able to get the most amount of structure damage done, but I would fully expect to see quite a few of these towers to drop, which will give a very nice experience lead to Just End It.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Caterpillar and crew, they're going to be here for the defense. McIntyre's already real low, did get punted out once. 1 tower down, and Chu still had half health. We still got B-Kid up top, pushing up against Blinks. We're looking for the level 4 for Complexity. They just don't have it yet. So basically just stuck to defense, and they're not going to be able to Zerg down Chu at all. Half level or so will be the result, there we go, of this Dragon Knight. And Chu 8 has got to be very happy about that quick pickup.
Yes, we have the double protective shield. That will go a long way, the Venom as well, to continue to round out that aggression. What are we? No promote. Actually, I take that back. Tassadar is running promote, but not on Brightwing as well. So I'm just trying to round out the, I guess, kit now. Oh,
boom.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Brightwing taken out very quickly.
CC train, man.
CC's lined up, yes.
Yeah, it was a quick kill up there. We do have the focused attack from McIntyre, likely to see the follow through. But yeah, the Tassadar, it's either promote or Healing Ward, and Healing Ward is just, ooh, the stuns are not quite enough for McIntyre. We're almost likely, I want to say, to see at this point, we'll talk about that after as we have the jump in. Caterpillar going for Tiger JK. The Kael'thas actually didn't, I don't think he landed anything there. B-Kid's going to be up in the air. Does he still have the roam? Oh, right into the wall.
Yeah, the burrow charge didn't quite hit its mark, and this might end up leaving Glaurung out of safety from the rest of his team. And McIntyre is able to get away, and that will be 2 quick pickups for Complexity. Nicely done.
All right, so level 7, Cleanse or Gust from Blinks. There's a lot of CC available to the enemy team.
I would recommend taking that Cleanse. There's so much of their composition is dependent on, at least up until level 10, trying to get these like roams and chaining together these CCs. We've seen it run a couple times now. They know, they're showing they can execute this, and it will be a very good pickup, I think, to get the Cleanse. Protective shield will go a little bit to help that, but I'd like to see the cleanse.
Where is it? There it is. It is going to be the follow-through for the Zeratul. So this begs the question, VP setup, or are we just going to go straight into Shadow Assault?
I don't think that there's enough sustain to help him. And if he's going to end up popping the Shadow Assault, it would have to be very late into the fight. And it would only be really used to chase and finish off a fight that you've already kind of won. So I think in that sense, you're going to get a lot more value out of the Void Prison. At the very least, to isolate a couple members out of the back lines, the support maybe just to pull the support out of the fight. But it'll help you to turn an even fight into something that is more in your favor rather than just cleaning up the fight.
All right, well, we'll have to see if they agree with you there. McIntyre's there in that bush looking at Glorong, but, well, there goes one of the rakes. Oh, that's going to be the scouting drone. He will find Caterpillar and Tromo. Here comes the Zeratul as well, looking for Glorong, but they're not quite going to grab it. Good roots from the horse pants as well, keeping Tromo into the back. He's the immobile guy. Stun combo is real, and there goes the Fire Mage. Blinks, however, could be next on the menu. Good stun from Kato, but it's not going to be enough for that Lunar Flare, and it is Dunzo. I think maybe even McIntyre too with that combo, but he still had Blink in the bag, and a 2-0 with more Dragon Knights coming the way of Just Ended.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. We already have Kerrigan on our way to get that Dragon Knight in the mid. Will be significantly more damage than we saw previously. This is a 5-minute Dragon Knight. Probably, if they line their cards up right, they can even take a fort with this and really catapult their lead up to level 10.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to see a 10 on this. So that's going to be a 10-8 advantage. Yeah. Really good amount of early game work. This Kerrigan not quite getting the big combos, but at the same time, she's getting them where they need to. And they have now stopped out quite a few kills. They've gotten a few themselves, 3-2. But double dragons is the big thing there, because that's so much infrastructure damage.
Yes, it really is. And I heard you mention this earlier in the stream. You can't respawn those structures. Yep. It's when they're gone, they're gone. And that really is a telltale to who is in charge in this map and this game. And we're seeing it all the way here, especially with taking these two walls out. They've really opened up a great opportunity for them to take forts and even further.
So right now we just need to split and soak. Complexity not looking for a fight. They don't have those heroics. And speaking of Summon Water Elemental, Locust Swarm, Maelstrom, Starfall, Tranquility, we have been really favoring the Locust Swarm. Absolutely. He just dives right in, and it's really hard to counteract the Swarm plus the Tranquility.
Right, that's so much sustain for that front line, and really Anubarak will rack up a huge amount of damage with that Locust Swarm, especially if you can go uncontested with the heals from Malfurion. I like that pick. Previously, when we saw the web wrap, and it still does get picked every now and then, it was
it's huge in Europe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like almost 100%.
That's interesting. Okay, we see the Void Prison. It's actually going to end up catching 4 members of Just Ended. What's the combo? Can they finish it off?
Well, they're definitely going to try. Tromo will die, but not before he got that Phoenix off. Queued up all of those commands. Caterpillar did jump into this, and he's going to drop there as well. Combo for Blinks, no stun. Blinks with that Blink heal is going to be okay, at least for now. The Archon mode was activated, but Hans is going to drop. And that was, a great VP, but unfortunately it couldn't save the Kale, and everyone just kind of committed. It was do or die time.
Yeah, that was exactly what we were talking about previously with the Malfurion super heals with the Tranquility, and then Anubarak just being able to dive in. And that's really the big thing about Anubarak play is that, everyone just says, don't dive in to initiate the fight, but you kind of can if you know that you have that support ready with you and the Locust Swarm. And it just, everything really ended up panning out very well for Just Ended during that fight. Picked themselves up another set of kills, and still, except for those first 2 kills that we saw Complexity retaliate with early on in the fight, or in this game, they haven't been able to hit any gold yet.
An interesting escape from B-Kid. Still actually finds the front line. Caterpillar's just going to go right on top of the point. Will he be able to survive through that? I don't think so. And Glorong says, no, it will not be. The stun does get cleansed out. Trummel will live to see another day, but the damage is so real, Kubi. We're about to hit 13 as well, and Shrines are active once more.
Yes, and with that map control, they've already really forced a lot of the hand for Complexity. So it looks as though they have positioning advantage. They will be able to capture this top shrine, and it doesn't look like they have any representation bottom, but really neither does Complexity. Yes, they're sending down McIntyre right now on that Zeratul, but things are definitely scary for Complexity. And what is going to be the counterplay? Is there a certain level that they're looking to hit where they're going to see a spike in power? Kael'thas,
yes, he's the big one.
Quite a bit stronger, especially when he hits level 16. We're going to see a lot more mobility from McIntyre, especially with that wormhole at 13. He'll probably pick up the double bombs at 16 as well, which does quite a bit to spike his power and ability in fights.
Yeah, the wormhole is almost mandatory since he didn't take Vorpal. Wow, had he actually been a pixel lower, I think that stun might have actually cleaned him out. And you know what? He gets out, but still, it's a very dicey world. Top was actually counted out. Blinks does have the top, so even with this bottom shrine collapse and the 5-man here from Just Ended, they can't get another dragon yet, but we're so far behind. 12 is not even close to becoming 13, so any fight here is a big advantage going the way of Just Ended.
Right, and we can see even more aggressive play from Malfurion.
He can triple sprint.
Yeah, I see the triple sprint. We've got the Burning Rage and the Ice Block. Now, the Ice Block will really allow Malfurion to get in there, and if they try to target him down, just pop the Tranquility and Ice Block, and you'll still get the heals even through being casting the Ice Block. And it looks as though Caterpillar will get chain CC. Doesn't get the cleanse out, yes. Looks as though he will be alive for the time being. We've seen some nice cleanses so far from Blinks to save a few of his teammates multiple times.
Absolutely. 14 is just under the 13 here. We got a beeline going up to the top, but McIntyre is on this bottom point. Now people will actually notice that. There's a little bit of a shadowy figure there. Oh, I thought for some reason we had a Dragon Knight for a minute. Like, how did that actually happen? But it's not. 13 is acquired. We do got that wormhole. Could we actually go for a fight? I think Trummel's just toast.
Ooh. Yeah, just some unfortunate positioning, and it looks as though Horse Pants and the rest of the crew were fully expecting a fight, especially we see the Tranquility and the Water Elemental popped in. Probably to their surprise, they caught Kael'thas out by himself. Yeah.
Just like, what? Just a free Kael'thas? Well, all right. I mean, 2 ults for 1. Maybe?
Yeah, still another 10 seconds, and really the big story is that they continue to get map control with that hero advantage. They pick up their 3rd Dragonite in a row. Complexity has not been able to get any kind of footing on this map thus far, and it looks as though they will be able to take out this mid fort.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Chu doesn't get this fort, he's just kind of not really playing to the strength of the dragon. He might just be a little lazy at this point. But fort is going down. The rest of the crew, I mean, we got the Maelstrom, we got the Locust, Water Elementals back here as well. Starfall, the only thing missing here is the Trank. So because we're missing the Trank, I don't think we're actually going to look for this fight.
No, I think they're just going to look to poke as much as possible. And we poked a little fun at him not being able to get that fort, but with the rest of Just Ended not really looking to take that fight, you know, it sort of just forces the Dragonite out in front, soaking up a ton of damage from all the ranged abilities and just the fort shots in general. Yeah, you're going to lose that HP really fast.
Yeah, I didn't realize that with the Tranquility on such a big cooldown, they're not going to be able to use it at all for this dragon, so that's definitely a problem. That punch really did good wonders on Caterpillar.
Yeah, I actually think they were able to line up the stun as well, even though it didn't look like it hit it, because when he landed, he was still stunned out from the Lunar Flare, so that was kind of interesting. They were still able to get a fort, not quite the one that we were expecting, but still, the advantage is real. Level 16 for Just Ended.
Yep. Vision over the wall with that probe. They find Caterpillar doing this jump right there on top of Hans. Very patient. Glorong finding the combo. There's the Envenom as well. He's really going on top of Hans. The VP into the back, though. It will prompt the sprint from Glorong, but here's the re-engage. We do got that Trank ready to go. Doesn't need it for Zeratul. He's just going to be quick and easy fodder. But we did actually stop out the Bruisers as well, and it looks like Just Ended will sweep through because they're 16 as well, Kubi.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and really goes to show why they were able to be so aggressive onto that bridge, the Bridge of Death, as we like to call it. Now, I like the idea of that Void Prison that McIntyre threw out. It was like, okay, we saw that the Maelstrom was popped, and that's definitely going to be the end of our Tassadar player, but if we can throw this VP down and realize that there's no safe line for Glaurung to back up to, he's going to have to back up himself just to make sure that he is safe. So it was a good play. They ended up losing a hero regardless, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, the idea was great. The execution, maybe not so much. But, I mean, when you're down like 2 levels, we have been playing at a deficit for a long time. I mean, 10 to 8, and it's basically gone up pretty linearly since. We have now actually that full solid 2 levels, 15 to 17, and again, missing out that last power spike. That is when we do talk a lot about Kayle getting super powerful. The Zeratul jumping in with the double bombs, you know, it's really going to significantly improve his ability to just dart in, get the damage, dart out. But again, darting in, darting out, up against a Malfurion, it doesn't really hit the mark.
Yeah, there's the issue of that, and then the amount, just the sheer amount of CCs. If the reactions are very on point for Just Ended, they can just catch him as soon as he tries to blink in and just stun him out and lock him out. Much like what we're seeing here, it looks as though Dimensional Shift was able to be popped in time. Hans will be able to retreat to safety. Again, map control super heavily in favor of Just End It. It looks as though we'll be trading out Dragon Shrines thus far, but again, the camps, you can see the majority of the camps on this map are going the way of Just End It.
Yeah, so with Blinks up at the top, I mean, he wasn't part of that fight, which was good that he didn't, that down for use that phase shift. Otherwise, or the phase shield, we could be in some trouble because that top point might have just made a big beeline here from Chu and crew, but they still take out the bottom. They got Mercs pressing down there as well. So this is a tough spot for Complexity. They either got to defend up against that gate or they got to give up a dragon. They can do one or the other.
If Just End It leaves one person in the mid, okay, it looks as though they're kind of Complexity's putting all their cards into making sure they can just defend the Dragon Shrine and make sure that no one in Just End It is able to cap it. Might have a little bit of time to talk about some of the talents picked up. Double bombs like we were talking about. And Kael'thas didn't end up going for the chain bomb, but rather the flamethrower ignite, just a lot more safe poke because it increases the range of that flame strike by so much. What else do we have? Critterize, that will absolutely help them to blow up a single target that gets polyed, although they may need to use the poly to help get someone out of trouble, so we'll see if that ends up lining up.
And there's the Flame Strike and Ignite just boom on top of Horse Pants. 2 shrines once more going over to Just End It. They don't have anyone there to capitalize quite yet, but it should be a big team fight right here. 16 on even talents, but still 2 levels worth of stats. McIntyre is going to be a big target. Yeah, Gloron is going for it, but that's a VP. Blinks had come in so very close. Venom will actually grab the kill. Gloron still with that sprint because of the Void Prison. He's going to come right back down, finds Caterpillar. B-Kid in the back. Trummel is running for his life. Hans is very slowly trailing after him there as well, and that is it for the Dwarf. We lost out Kale as well, and that's going to leave us with Blinks and Hans has already used his get out of jail free card. He is going to be the 4-man wipe, and 12 kills to 2 with level 20 on the horizon with the 4th Dragon Knight going to Just End It. Kubi, this is just magnificent play.
Yes, this so far has been very, very solid for Just End It. They have this extra Dragon Knight. This will be a keep, absolutely. And they have an additional 15 seconds before 3 of the members of Complexity are back up. There's going to be some heavy, heavy damage done, if not the game, like you were mentioning.
Yeah, Glorin with a full 16-minute Dragon Knight. It's not like the end-all, not like a 25, but still with a full team here. It's only McIntyre and Blinks for the defense. They're not exactly, again, getting that big damage that we're talking about. And the chunks are real. 1,000 damage a shot. Everyone spawns into a losing scenario. And Just End It is going to semis, sir.
That was the confidence, and they were able to just end it. I like that. The team name fits well for their play style.
Just End It, yeah.
Yeah, they did just that. They just hit level 22, and that's another thing to bring up. That makes it so much more difficult. Even though you're fighting underneath your core, it's so difficult to take any kind of advantage team fight when you're that far down in levels. And the Storm talents, so much more mobility with the extra Blinks that they picked up. We saw the rewind from a new Barak. That's a lot more stuns. It's way more difficult to deal with. So well played to Just End It. I think that's a very, I'll say it's an upset. Yeah, Complexity is a very well-known team. They have a lot of placings under their belt, and Just End It with this newly formed crew, they're looking very strong.
Tiger JK is 2 out of 3 games on the Tyrande. Absolutely flawless kind of play right there. Gloron 2 out of 3 on those melee assassins. I've seen the Illidan, now the Kerrigan. He did go a Nubarak for the double warrior, but still, it's just like so many of these players are returning to their strengths, and it's really showing here. Just End It has really put together a squad that seems to really know what's up, and they have one goal: just end it. And they have done that all the way through these brackets, these best of 1 victories, and now they're looking at semifinals. Could they actually get in for the money match, for the $100 finals best of 3?
I'm trying to looking at who is possible that they'd be playing against. I see Cloud9 Vortex has entered, and I see Kappa Wolves as well.
I think they're on the top side, though, right?
Yeah, those. Though I'm just trying to figure out who they might be going up against.
They're going up against free agents next.
Free agents. Not familiar with those guys.
Nope. But my personal opinion, I think it's either going to be Kappa Wolves or Vortex.
Yeah.
I don't think Bella and the Beast is going to get out of quarters.
Yeah, Vortex, of course, being a very big name, one of the top 4 teams in the ESL Major League. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have to see who it is going to be. We're going to set up, though, for Just End It up against free agents. Free agents sounds like we're probably going to know a few of their teams.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're all free agents. But we'll see when we return here, guys. Just End It will continue here. FourCourtJester and the Kubi. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, sir.
Pleasure.
And on that note, let's set up.